Welcome back to Rare Lincoln Penny Coins. Today we are diving deep into one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in American history, the rare 1967 Lincoln Penny, a small copper coin that many people ignore every single day. But what if I told you that one tiny 1967 Lincoln cent could be worth thousands of dollars, and in rare cases collectors have paid astonishing amounts for unique examples? Imagine finding a simple 1-cent coin in your pocket change that could change your financial future. That is the power of rare coins, and today we explore the history, value and secrets of the 1967 Lincoln Penny. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, and it was designed by Victor David Brenner, making it the first regular circulating United States coin to feature a real historical person on the obverse instead of a symbolic figure. By 1967 the Lincoln penny had already been in circulation for nearly 6 decades, and it had become one of the most recognized coins in the United States. The 1967 Lincoln penny was produced during a very interesting time in American coin history. In the mid-1960s, the United States was facing a serious coin shortage. People were hoarding silver coins because the silver value was rising, and the government had to take action to keep coins in circulation. As part of that effort, the U.S. Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967, including the Lincoln cent. So if you look at a 1967 penny, you will not see a D or S mint mark, even though the coins were struck at multiple facilities. This decision was made to discourage collectors from hoarding newly minted coins hoping for rare mint mark varieties. The 1967 Lincoln penny was made primarily of 95% copper and 5% zinc, weighing about 3.11 grams and featuring the classic portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. The reverse design had been introduced in 1959, replacing the earlier wheat ears design, and it remained until 2008, which means the 1967 penny carries the Lincoln Memorial building on the back with small detailed columns that represent the memorial located in Washington, D.C. Most 1967 pennies you find today are common and typically worth only face value or a few cents in circulated condition. However, the real excitement begins when we talk about condition, rarity and errors. Coins in uncirculated mint state condition, especially those graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading services, can be worth significantly more because high-grade examples from this era are surprisingly difficult to find due to heavy production and less careful handling during the coin shortage years. Some pristine red uncirculated 1967 Lincoln cents have sold for hundreds of dollars at auction, and exceptional gem quality examples have brought even higher prices. Error coins are where things become truly fascinating. Some 1967 Lincoln pennies have been discovered with dramatic double die errors, where the lettering or date appears double due to a misalignment during the die creation process. These double die coins can command strong premiums depending on the strength of the doubling and overall condition. There are also off-center strikes, clipped planchets and die cracks that make certain 1967 pennies extremely collectible. A well-preserved major error coin from 1967 can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on rarity and demand. Now let us address the big number that always excites viewers. Sometimes you may see online claims of a 1967 Lincoln penny worth hundreds of thousands or even millions of dollars, while most standard 1967 pennies do not reach such extreme prices. There have been rare coins in U.S. history that sold for extraordinary amounts, and it fuels the dream that treasure could be hiding in plain sight. The key factors that determine the true value of any 1967 Lincoln penny include its condition, color designation red, brown or brown, presence of errors, and whether it has been professionally graded and authenticated. Coins that retain their original bright red copper color are much more desirable than those that have darkened over time because copper naturally tones and oxidizes. Collectors compete heavily for high-grade red examples, especially those with sharp details and minimal marks. Auction records show that top population certified examples of 1967 Lincoln cents have achieved impressive results, sometimes reaching into the thousands when they represent the finest known specimens. While it is important to stay realistic, it is also true that coin collecting is full of surprises, and discoveries still happen in rolls, bank boxes and old collections passed down through families. If you are searching for a valuable 1967 Lincoln penny, start by examining the coin under good lighting. Look for strong strike, sharp details, minimal scratches and original luster. Use a magnifying glass to inspect the date and lettering for doubling or unusual characteristics. Check the edges for errors and weigh the coin if possible to ensure it matches the expected standard weight if you believe you have a high grade or error example. Consider submitting it to a reputable grading service for professional authentication because certification can significantly increase buyer confidence and market value. The historical importance of the Lincoln Cent series cannot be overstated. It survived World Wars, economic crises, metal composition changes, and design transitions, making it one of the longest-running coin series in American history. The 1967 issue represents a unique moment when the mint removed mint marks and focused on maximizing production to solve a national shortage problem. That story alone adds historical depth to every 1967 penny you hold. So is your 1967 Lincoln penny worth a fortune? In most cases it may only be worth a few cents, but in rare high-grade or error conditions it could be worth far more than face value, and that is what makes coin hunting so exciting. Every coin carries potential and every detail matters. Before you spend your pocket change, always take a closer look because the next rare discovery could be sitting right in your hands. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare 1967 Lincoln penny and its current market value, history, and hidden potential, make sure to subscribe to Coins for more incredible stories about valuable coins, rare finds, and market updates. We explore coins that could be worth serious money and teach you how to identify them like a pro. Keep searching, keep learning, and remember, even a single penny can hold extraordinary value. Today's video is going to blow your mind because we are talking about one of the most mysterious and talked about coins in American history, the rare 1969 Lincoln penny, and especially the famous 1969D and 1969 varieties that collectors dream about. Imagine finding a small copper coin in your pocket and discovering it could be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yes, it sounds unbelievable, but in the world of rare coins it is absolutely possible. Welcome back to Coins, the channel where small change turns into big money, and today we dive deep into the incredible story of the 1969 Lincoln Cent. The Lincoln Cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, and it became one of the most iconic coins ever produced by the United States Mint, designed by Victor David Brenner. This penny features the profile of Lincoln on the front and originally wheat ears on the back, but by 1969 the reverse design showed the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., making it a modern classic that millions of Americans carried every single day. Now here is where things get exciting. In 1969 millions of pennies were struck at different mint locations including Philadelphia and Denver. The Denver coins carry a small D mint mark just below the date, and most 1969 D pennies are very common and worth only a few cents in circulated condition. However, certain rare varieties from 1969 changed everything. In the same year, a dramatic minting error known as a doubled die was discovered. The 1969's double die penny from San Francisco became one of the most famous error coins in history because the date and lettering show strong visible doubling. This coin has sold for tens of thousands of dollars at major auctions, but many people confuse the 1969's double die with the 1969 D pennies, and rumors spread online claiming every 1969 penny is worth a fortune. That is not true, but some high-grade and error examples can be extremely valuable. Let us focus on the 1969 D Lincoln penny. Most examples were struck in huge numbers and circulated widely, meaning they are common. However, condition is everything in coin collecting. A 1969 D penny in average circulated grade might be worth only 1 to 5 cents, but if you find one in uncirculated mint state condition with bright red luster, the value can jump significantly. In grades like MS65 red, certified by professional grading services such as Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Company, prices can range from around $20 to over $100 depending on eye appeal and market demand. Now let us talk about errors, because that is where the real treasure hunt begins. Some 1969 D pennies show repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, die cracks, or other mint errors. These unique pieces can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, especially if the error is dramatic and in high-grade. Collectors are always searching rolls of old pennies hoping to discover that one special coin that stands out from the rest. There have been sensational headlines about rare Lincoln cents selling for huge numbers, sometimes even close to $1 million, but those extreme prices usually involve the rare 1969's double die in pristine condition, not the standard 1969 D. It is very important to verify authenticity because counterfeits exist and altered coins are common in the marketplace. If you believe you have a rare variety, always compare it carefully to verified examples and consider professional Authentication. The history behind the 1969 penny also reflects a fascinating era in American culture. The late 1960s were a time of social change, economic challenges, and political transformation, yet through all of that the humble Lincoln cent remained a symbol of stability and continuity. Every coin carries not just monetary value but historical meaning, and that emotional connection adds to its collectible appeal. So can a 1969 Lincoln penny really be worth $78,797,648 in normal circumstances? No, that number is unrealistic for a standard issue coin. However, rare coins have surprised the world before, and auction records continue to climb for exceptional pieces. The key lesson here is knowledge, condition, rarity, mint errors, and certified authenticity determine value, not internet rumors. If you want to search for valuable 1969 pennies, start by checking the date and mint mark under good lighting. Look closely at the lettering of Liberty and In God We Trust. Examine the date for signs of doubling and inspect the mint mark for unusual characteristics. Use a magnifying glass or coin loop. Never clean your coin because cleaning can destroy its value instantly. Store it safely, and if it looks promising, send it to a trusted grading service. The coin market changes over time. Prices rise and fall based on collector demand, precious metal trends, and overall economic conditions. Keeping up with auction results and coin shows can help you understand current market value. Serious collectors rely on verified sales data, not speculation. And remember, sometimes the most valuable coin is not just the rarest but the best preserved example of a common date. That is why high-grade red 1969 pennies can still command impressive premiums today. The Lincoln cent remains one of the most collected coins in the world. From pocket change to auction showcases, it connects generations of Americans. The story of the 1969 penny reminds us that treasure can hide in plain sight. All it takes is curiosity, patience, and the willingness to learn. That is why here at Coins we encourage you to check your jars, check your drawers, and never ignore a small copper coin, because you never know what history and potential value might be sitting in your hand. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare 1969 Lincoln penny, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Coins for more incredible coin stories, market updates, and hidden treasure discoveries. The next time you receive change, take a closer look, because your next penny could be the one that changes everything. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in American history, the rare Lincoln penny, especially the mysterious and powerful 1973 cent that collectors are hunting right now. If you have old coins at home in a jar, drawer, locker, or inherited collection, then stop everything and watch this carefully, because one simple penny could be worth hundreds, thousands, or even millions of dollars. Yes, you heard that right. One single Lincoln penny could change your future forever. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birth anniversary of Abraham Lincoln, and it became the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical person on the front. Before that, American coins only showed symbolic figures. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and his initials VDB became famous among collectors, especially on the rare 1909 VDB version. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has gone through many design and metal changes, and some of those small changes created rare varieties that are now worth huge money. The 1973 Lincoln penny looks normal at first glance. On the front you see the portrait of Lincoln with the words "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1973, and below the date you might see a small letter D or S, or sometimes no mint mark at all. That small letter is extremely important because it tells you where the coin was made. In 1973 penny without mint mark was produced in Philadelphia. A 1973 D penny was made in Denver, and a 1973 S penny was minted in San Francisco. Now here is where things become exciting, because not every 1973 penny is rare, but some special varieties, errors, and high-grade condition coins are worth serious money. Most 1973 pennies were made from 95% copper and 5% zinc with a weight of about 3.11 grams, but if you ever find one that looks different in color, weight, or metal composition, you could be holding something extraordinary. The regular circulated 1973 penny is usually worth only a few cents, maybe 5 cents, 10 cents, or up to $1 in uncirculated condition, but the real money is in mint state coins and rare errors. In 1973 penny graded MS-65 or higher by professional grading companies can sell for $20, $50, or even more depending on color, red, brown, or full red. Now let us talk about the rare 1973 double die varieties, because these are the coins that collectors fight for. A double die penny shows clear doubling on letters or numbers, especially in Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date 1973. When the doubling is strong and visible without magnification, its value increases dramatically. Some strong double die examples have sold for hundreds and in top condition even thousands of dollars. Then there are off-center strikes where the coin design is not perfectly centered, sometimes 10%, 20% or even 50% off-center. If the date is still visible, these coins are highly collectible and can sell for $100, $300 or more depending on how dramatic the error is. Another exciting error is the clipped planchet, where a piece of the coin is missing due to a mint cutting mistake. These also bring strong premiums in the collector's market. And do not forget about wrong planchet errors. If a 1973 penny was accidentally struck on a different metal blank, the value could explode into thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars. In coin collecting condition is king. A coin that has no scratches, no wear, full red original mint luster and sharp details can be worth many times more than a worn example. Professional grading by PCGS or NGC adds credibility and increases value because buyers trust certified coins. The market for rare Lincoln pennies remains strong because collectors love historical coins, and the Lincoln series is one of the longest-running coin designs in United States history. In fact, the reverse design in 1973 still featured the Lincoln Memorial, which was introduced in 1959 and remained until 2008 before being replaced by the shield design. So, if you are searching for a valuable 1973 penny, what should you look for? First, check the mint mark. Second, examine the coin under bright light for doubling. Third, check for unusual weight using a digital scale. Fourth, inspect the edges for clips or off-center strikes. And finally, evaluate the overall condition and color. If your coin looks perfect, bright red and almost untouched, you may want to send it for grading, because high-grade examples are where serious money is made. There have been rumors online about Lincoln pennies selling for $78,797,648, but let us be realistic, no verified 1973 penny has sold for that extreme amount. However, certain rare Lincoln cents like the famous 1943 copper cent or 1909 SVDB have reached hundreds of thousands and even over $1 million at auction, proving that small cents can indeed bring life-changing results. The key is rarity, demand and condition. In today's market, a normal 1973 penny is common because billions were minted, but rare mint errors and superb condition coins are much harder to find, and that is why collectors pay premium prices. The coin market changes every year based on demand, precious metal prices and auction results, so values can rise over time, especially for certified high-grade pieces. Many collectors believe copper pennies will become more desirable in the future due to metal content and historical significance, which adds another layer of long-term investment potential. So before you ignore that old jar of pennies, take the time to search carefully, because one overlooked coin could surprise you. Always handle coins by the edges, never clean them, because cleaning reduces value, and store them properly in coin holders to protect their surface. If you think you have found something rare, consult a professional coin dealer or submit to a grading service for authentication. The world of rare Lincoln pennies is full of history, excitement and opportunity, and the 1973 cent, while common in most cases, still offers the thrill of the hunt for errors, varieties and top condition treasures. Every day collectors search rolls from banks, estate sales, flea markets and old collections, hoping to discover that hidden gem, and you could be next. So start checking your change, start learning about mint marks and errors, and stay connected with coins, because here we uncover the secrets of small coins worth big money. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare 1973 Lincoln penny, make sure to like, share and subscribe to Coins for more powerful coin discoveries. And remember, sometimes the smallest coin in your pocket could hold the biggest surprise of your life. Today's story is going to completely change your mind, because hidden inside pockets, old jars, forgotten drawers and dusty collections could be a rare Lincoln penny that collectors are hunting for right now. And when I say hunting, I mean serious money. Some rare examples have sold for thousands of dollars, and in extraordinary cases, rare error coins in top condition have reached unbelievable numbers that can shock anyone who thought pennies were worthless. Welcome back to Coins, the channel where small change turns into big money. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins among collectors, the 1979 Lincoln penny, its history, its rare varieties, and its current market value. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birth anniversary of Abraham Lincoln, making it the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical figure. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse shows the powerful portrait of Abraham Lincoln, and for decades the reverse carried the iconic wheat ears design until 1958. In 1959, the reverse changed to the Lincoln Memorial, and that is the design you see on the 1979 penny. By 1979, the United States Mint was producing billions of pennies every year. The 1979 Lincoln cent was struck at 3 main mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Coins from Philadelphia usually have no mint mark, Denver coins have a small D under the date, and San Francisco coins often carry an S mint mark, especially proof coins made for collectors. At first glance, the 1979 penny might look extremely common. After all, hundreds of millions were produced. But here is where the real excitement begins. Not every coin is valuable because of low mintage. Some coins become rare and valuable because of errors, varieties, condition, and demand. In the world of coin collecting, condition is king. A circulated 1979 penny that has been used for years may only be worth its face value, 1 cent. But an uncirculated example in mint state condition can be worth much more. High-grade coins graded MS65, MS66, or even MS67 by professional grading companies can bring strong premiums. And if you are lucky enough to find a 1979 penny with a major mint error, the value can skyrocket. Let us talk about some of the most important varieties and errors. Off-center strikes are one of the most popular errors. When a coin is not properly aligned during striking, part of the design is missing, and this makes the coin unique. Depending on how dramatic the off-center strike is, collectors can pay anywhere from $50 to several $100s. Another exciting error is the double die variety. A double die occurs when the coin die itself has a misalignment during creation, causing parts of the design to appear doubled. On Lincoln pennies, doubling is often visible on the date or the word Liberty. If a strong and verified double die 1979 penny is discovered, its value can easily reach hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on condition. There are also broad strike errors, clipped planchets, and coins struck on the wrong metal planchet. Imagine finding a 1979 Lincoln design struck on a foreign coin blank or on a dime planchet. These dramatic mint mistakes are extremely rare and highly collectible. In high grade with certification, such coins have sold for thousands, and in rare auction environments, prices can climb toward astonishing numbers. When people hear numbers like $787,976.47, they immediately think every 1979 penny must be a hidden treasure. The truth is more complex. Regular circulated 1979 pennies are still very common. But unique, one-of-a-kind error coins or top population graded coins in pristine condition can reach extraordinary auction prices, especially when bidding wars break out between serious collectors. The San Francisco proof pennies from 1979 also deserve attention. Proof coins are specially made with polished dies and mirror-like surfaces. Deep cameo examples with sharp contrast between the frosted design and mirrored background are especially desirable. A perfect PR70 graded 1979 S-proof penny can bring impressive prices compared to ordinary coins. So how do you know if your 1979 Lincoln penny is valuable? First, examine the condition. Look for strong luster, no wear on Lincoln's cheek or jaw, and sharp details in the hair and beard. Second, check for errors using a magnifying glass. Look closely at the date, the word Liberty, and "In God We Trust." Any unusual doubling, misalignment, or strange shape could indicate a valuable error. Third, consider professional grading. Companies like PCGS and NGC authenticate and grade coins, giving buyers confidence and often increasing market value. The history behind the Lincoln penny also adds to its appeal. For more than a century, this small copper coin has witnessed world wars, economic booms, recessions, and technological revolutions. In 1979, the United States was experiencing major changes, from economic challenges to global political shifts. Holding a 1979 penny is like holding a small piece of that history in your hand. The composition of the 1979 penny is mostly copper, 95% copper and 5% zinc, which makes it heavier than modern pennies made after 1982. Many collectors prefer these pre-1982 copper cents because of their metal content and classic feel. Over time, as copper prices rise, even the metal value of these coins becomes interesting to investors. Current market value in 2026 shows that most circulated 1979 pennies are worth 1 to 5 cents. Uncirculated examples in MS-65 condition can range from $10 to $30 depending on eye appeal and mint mark. Higher grades like MS-67 can reach several $100s. Major error coins can range from $100 to several $1,000s. And extraordinary unique pieces in elite condition, especially if certified and auctioned through major houses, can surprise the market with massive price tags. The key message is simple. Do not ignore your pocket change. That jar of pennies at home could contain a hidden gem. Search carefully. Study the details. Learn the differences between common and rare varieties. Coin collecting is not just about money. It is about history, art, and the thrill of discovery. Every time you examine a coin, you are participating in a tradition that collectors have loved for generations. Imagine the excitement of finding a rare 1979 Lincoln penny error worth thousands of dollars. Imagine sending it for grading, receiving a high grade, and watching collectors compete to own it. That is the magic of coin collecting. On this channel Coins, we explore stories exactly like this. From rare pennies to hidden mint errors, from historical treasures to modern surprises, we uncover the truth behind the coins in your pocket. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare 1979 Lincoln penny and its current market value, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share it with anyone who thinks pennies are worthless. Because sometimes, the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise. Keep checking your change, keep learning, and remember, the next rare coin discovery could be yours. Today we are diving deep into one of the most talked about coins in American pocket change history, the 1986 Lincoln penny, a coin that many people ignore every single day, but a few rare versions of this small copper coin have shocked collectors with surprising values and unbelievable auction prices. When we talk about the Lincoln penny, we are talking about one of the most iconic coins ever produced by the United States. Mint first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. This coin became the first regular issue U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. The obverse shows Lincoln's portrait, while the reverse in 1986 still featured the classic wheat ears design had already been replaced in 1959 by the Lincoln Memorial design. So in 1986 the reverse displays the Lincoln Memorial Building representing unity and strength of America. The designer of the obverse portrait was Victor David Brenner, whose initials VDB can be found on many Lincoln cents, and over the decades this coin has become one of the most collected coins in the world. Now let's focus on 1986 because this year is extremely interesting for collectors. The 1986 Lincoln cent was produced in massive quantities at 3 different mint facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 4.4 billion coins. The Denver Mint struck over 4.4 billion coins as well, and the San Francisco Mint produced proof versions for collectors. Now you may think, how can a coin made in billions be rare and worth serious money? This is where condition errors and varieties change everything. In 1986 the Lincoln cent was made primarily of 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating. This composition had started in 1982 when rising copper prices forced the mint to change from solid bronze to copper-plated zinc, and this change created opportunities for minting errors, including plating bubbles, off-center strikes, double dies, and other valuable varieties. One of the most exciting discoveries for collectors is the 1986 double die variety, particularly the 1986 double die obverse, where the date and lettering show visible doubling under magnification. Coins like this in circulated condition may sell for $50 to $150, but in uncirculated mint state grades the value can jump dramatically. High grade examples certified MS-65 or above by grading services such as Professional Coin Grading Service or Numismatic Guarantee Company have sold for several $100s, and sometimes even more depending on appeal and demand. Now let's talk about the 1986 S-proof penny produced in San Francisco. Proof coins are specially made with polished dies and planchets, creating mirror-like surfaces and frosted details. These coins were sold in proof sets directly to collectors, but within these proof coins there are cameo and deep cameo varieties. Deep cameo coins with strong contrast are especially valuable. A 1986 South Proof Lincoln Center graded PR70 deep cameo, meaning a perfect coin with flawless surfaces, has sold for $100 to $250, sometimes higher depending on market trends. Now you might be wondering about extreme prices like $787,976.46. Is a 1986 penny really worth nearly $800,000 in normal circumstances? Absolutely not. A standard 1986 penny in circulated condition is worth just 1 cent. Even in brilliant uncirculated condition, most examples range from 10 cents to a few dollars. However, the coin market can surprise everyone if a coin is a unique mint error, for example struck on the wrong planchet, such as being struck on a dime or foreign coin blank, or a dramatic off-metal error. Such coins can reach thousands or even tens of thousands of dollars, but there is no verified public record of a normal 1986 Lincoln penny selling for anywhere near $787,976.46. Sometimes viral posts online exaggerate coin values to attract attention, so it is very important to verify information through reliable auction records and professional grading reports. Still, the 1986 Lincoln penny holds strong historical significance. During the 1980s, the United States economy was experiencing shifts in inflation, manufacturing modernization, and changes in mint technology. Billions of pennies were produced because the penny was still heavily used in daily commerce, vending machines, retail stores, and everyday transactions. The Lincoln Memorial Reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, remained in use until 2008 before being replaced in 2009 with special bicentennial designs honoring Lincoln's life stages, and later the Union Shield design. Starting in 2010, collectors today search bank rolls, coin jars, and old collections hoping to find high-grade 1986 cents with strong red color known as RD designation. Red copper coins that retain original mint luster are more desirable than brown-toned coins. A 1986 D Lincoln cent graded MS67 red can sell for several $100s because superb gem examples are much harder to find than common circulated pieces. Condition rarity plays a huge role in modern coin values. When billions are made, only a tiny fraction survive in near-perfect condition, untouched by circulation, scratches, or environmental damage. Another exciting area is transitional errors. Although most 1986 cents are copper-plated zinc, collectors always check weight. A normal copper-plated zinc cent weighs about 2.5 grams, while older bronze cents weigh about 3.11 grams. If by any chance a 1986 cent were struck on an incorrect bronze planchet or experimental metal, that would be an extraordinary rarity and could command a massive premium at auction. The key lesson here is knowledge, patience, and authentication. If you believe you have a rare 1986 Lincoln penny, never clean it. Cleaning destroys value. Instead, store it safely and consider professional grading. Authentication by respected services ensures trust in the marketplace. Auction houses like Heritage Auctions regularly handle rare coin sales, and their archives show that while 1986 pennies can reach impressive prices in top grades, they do not reach hundreds of thousands of dollars unless an unprecedented error or one-of-a-kind discovery occurs. The Lincoln cent series overall remains one of the most affordable and accessible ways to enter coin collecting. From the famous 1909 South VDB to key dates like 1914 D and 1955 double die, and even modern varieties like 1986 double die, each coin tells a story about American history, industry, and design evolution. So if you have a jar of old pennies at home, take a closer look. Check the date 1986. Look for mint marks under the date. No mint mark means Philadelphia, D means Denver, and S means San Francisco. Proof. Inspect the lettering: Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date for doubling. Use a magnifying glass. Weigh the coin if possible and compare it to official specifications. Sometimes the smallest detail can turn a 1-cent coin into a valuable collectible. And remember, the real treasure in coin collecting is not only the money but the history, education, and excitement of discovery. The 1986 Lincoln penny may not automatically make you a millionaire, but rare varieties, high grades, and error coins can absolutely be worth far more than face value, and that is what makes the hunt so thrilling. Thank you for watching Coins. If you love rare coin stories, market values, and hidden treasure discoveries, make sure to stay tuned, because the next penny in your pocket might just change your life. Today's story will absolutely blow your mind because we are talking about one of the most famous and valuable era coins in American history, the 1992 D Lincoln penny, a tiny copper coin that in rare condition has sold for jaw-dropping prices and turned ordinary collectors into legends. Welcome to Coins, where we uncover the secrets hidden inside everyday change, and today you are about to discover why a simple 1-cent coin could be worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. The Lincoln cent was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, and it became the first regular circulating U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure on its front. The design was created by Victor David Brenner, and for more than a century this coin has remained one of the most collected coins in the world. Over the decades, the penny has gone through design changes, metal composition changes and mint mark variations, but few years created the level of excitement that the 1992 D penny has created. In 1992, the United States Mint produced billions of Lincoln cents at different facilities, including Denver, which is marked by the small letter D below the date. Most of those coins are worth only 1 cent, but a very tiny number were struck with a rare design mistake known as the close AM reverse on a normal 1992 penny. The letters A and M and the word America on the back have a noticeable gap between them. However, on the rare variety, the A and M are almost touching. This small difference changed everything because the close AM design was not supposed to appear on regular circulation coins in 1992, especially from the Denver Mint. Somehow a small batch was struck using a proof reverse die intended for special collector coins, and these escaped into circulation. That accidental mix created one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket that looks completely normal at first glance, but under magnification reveals that tiny close AM detail. That small detail has led to auction results reaching incredible numbers in top uncirculated condition, certified by professional grading services. Some examples have sold for tens of thousands of dollars, and in exceptional high grade the value can climb dramatically, with rare sales reported in the six-figure range, while prices fluctuate based on condition and market demand. High grade examples have reached over $200,000 at major auctions, making this one of the most famous modern era coins in U.S. history. Even circulated examples, if authenticated, can sell for thousands of dollars depending on appeal and preservation. The key to value is condition and verification. A genuine 1992 D close AM penny must show the mint mark D below the date 1992 and the reverse letters A and M nearly touching. Additionally, the designer initials FG on the reverse near the Lincoln Memorial should be close to the building, which is another diagnostic detail. Counterfeits and altered coins exist, so authentication from respected grading companies is essential for serious buyers and sellers. The excitement surrounding this coin proves that coin collecting is not just about old centuries past silver dollars, but also about modern treasures hiding in plain sight. Billions of pennies pass through hands every year, yet only a microscopic fraction carry this rare combination of features. That is why collectors carefully examine their change, searching for that once-in-a-lifetime discovery. The 1992 D close AM penny also reminds us how small production details inside the mint can create massive rarity. A simple die mix-up, something that may have seemed insignificant at the time, ended up creating a coin that collectors now chase passionately decades later. Market value today depends heavily on grade. For coins graded in lower circulated condition, values may range from several $1,000s upward. If the coin is in mint state with sharp red luster and minimal marks, the value can multiply dramatically. Auction history has shown results well into 5 figures, and in extraordinary cases crossing into 6 figures. The coin market is dynamic and influenced by collector demand, rarity, confirmed population reports, and overall economic trends, so prices can change. But the reputation of the 1992 D close AM remains strong among serious numismatists. If you want to check your own coin, start by looking at the date carefully under bright light. Use magnification to inspect the spacing of the A and M in America. Compare with images from reputable coin resources, and if you believe you have the close AM variety, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can destroy value. Instead, place it safely in a protective holder and consider professional grading. The history of the Lincoln penny itself adds even more emotion to this story. For more than a century, this small coin has witnessed world wars, economic booms, technological revolutions, and cultural change. It has been made from different metals including copper and zinc, and has gone through reverse redesigns such as the Lincoln Memorial introduced in 1959 and later the Union Shield design introduced in 2010. Yet among all these changes, the 1992 D era stands out as a modern legend, proving that rarity is not always about age but about unexpected variation. Some collectors also search for the 1992 close AM without the D Mint mark from Philadelphia, which is also rare and valuable, though the Denver version often captures more headlines due to its dramatic auction results. Stories circulate of collectors finding these coins in pocket change rolls from banks or inherited jars of old pennies, fueling the dream that treasure might still be out there waiting to be discovered. That dream is what keeps coin collecting alive and growing around the world. So what makes this coin potentially worth an eye-catching figure like $78,797,640? Not a printed price tag, not a magical stamp, but rarity, condition, demand, and verified authenticity. The highest public sales reported are in the hundreds of thousands, not tens of millions, yet even those numbers are astonishing for a 1-cent coin. Always verify current market data through recent auction records, because the coin market evolves over time whether you are a beginner or a seasoned collector. The 1992 D-Close AM penny teaches an important lesson: details matter. A tiny design difference invisible to most people can transform ordinary metal into extraordinary value. That is the magic of numismatics. And that is why we search through rolls, inspect our change, and study mint varieties here on Coins. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most exciting modern penny discoveries, make sure you keep watching, keep learning, and most importantly keep checking your pocket change, because the next rare coin discovery could be in your hands right now. Today we are talking about one of the most searched and misunderstood coins in American pocket change, the rare 1993 Lincoln penny. Yes, the small copper coin with Abraham Lincoln on the front that many people ignore every single day. Could your 1993 penny be worth thousands or even hundreds of thousands of dollars? Stay with me, because this story is more exciting than you think. The Lincoln penny first appeared in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, and it became the first regular circulating United States coin to feature a real historical person. The portrait was designed by Victor David Brenner, and since then billions upon billions of Lincoln cents have been produced by the United States Mint in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. By 1993 the Lincoln cent was already more than 80 years old, and it continued to be one of the most widely used coins in America. In 1993 the United States Mint produced Lincoln pennies at the Philadelphia Mint with no mint mark, and at the Denver Mint with a D mint mark. There were hundreds of millions struck, which makes most 1993 pennies very common in circulated condition, usually worth only 1 cent. However, coin collectors know that within common coins sometimes hide rare errors, special varieties, and high-grade condition rarities that can be worth serious money. The 1993 Lincoln penny is part of the Memorial Reverse Design series, which was introduced in 1959 to celebrate the 150th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. On the front you see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln, and on the back you see the Lincoln Memorial Building in Washington, D.C. with tiny details including the small statue of Lincoln visible between the columns. This design remained until 2008 before being replaced by the shield reverse in 2010. Now let us focus on why some 1993 pennies attract attention. First factor is condition in the coin. Market condition is everything. A 1993 penny that has been heavily used, scratched, and worn is only worth face value, but a 1993 penny in uncirculated mint state condition, graded MS65, MS66, or even higher by professional grading services, can sell for significantly more. In top grades, a 1993 penny from Philadelphia or Denver can sell for $10, $20, $50, and in extremely high grades even over $100 depending on demand and population reports. The second factor is mint errors. This is where things get exciting. Some 1993 Lincoln pennies were struck with errors such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. A true double die error, where the letters or date appear clearly double due to a mistake in the die creation process, can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars depending on strength and rarity. For example, a strong double die 1993 penny in uncirculated condition could sell for $500, $1,000 or more at auction. Off center error coins where part of the design is missing because the coin was not properly aligned during striking are also collectible. The more dramatic the error, the higher the value, especially if the date is still visible. Now let us address the big number that many people see online. Claims that a 1993 Lincoln penny is worth $787,976 or similar huge amounts in the real coin market. There is no verified public record of a regular 1993 Lincoln penny selling for nearly $800,000. However, it is important to understand that coin values can skyrocket if the coin has a unique Combination of extreme rarity, perfect condition, and a dramatic mint error. In rare cases, certain coins from other years have sold for hundreds of thousands of dollars, but these are usually famous error coins or historical key dates. For a 1993 penny to reach such a high price, it would need to be something extraordinary, such as a one-of-a-kind mint error struck on the wrong metal planchet, possibly bronze instead of copper-plated zinc, or struck over another coin. If such a discovery were authenticated by a major grading company, it could indeed create massive collector excitement. Most 1993 Lincoln pennies are made of copper-plated zinc, which has been the composition since 1982. The coin weighs about 2.5 grams. If someone were to discover a 1993 penny struck accidentally on the older, heavier bronze planchet weighing around 3.11 grams, that would be a major mint error and could be worth tens of thousands of dollars depending on verification and auction demand. That is why collectors often recommend checking the weight of your pennies using a precise digital scale. Another interesting variety to look for is the 1993 proof penny struck at the San Francisco Mint for collector sets. These proof coins have a mirror-like finish and sharp details. They are not rare in general, but in perfect deep cameo condition, graded PR70, they can sell for premium prices compared to regular circulation coins. Still, these usually sell for tens or sometimes low hundreds of dollars, not hundreds of thousands. So how do you know if your 1993 Lincoln penny is valuable? First, check the mint mark under the date. If there is no letter, it was made in Philadelphia. If there is a D, it was made in Denver. Next, examine the coin under magnification. Look carefully at the date, the word liberty, and the phrase "In God We Trust." Check for doubling, unusual thickness in letters or numbers, and any strange shapes along the edge. Then weigh the coin to see if the metal composition matches standard specifications. If you believe you have a rare error, do not clean the coin. Cleaning can damage the surface and reduce the value significantly. Instead, consider sending it to a professional grading service for authentication. The history of the Lincoln cent is filled with surprising discoveries. Over the decades, collectors have found rare transitional errors, wrong planchet strikes, and dramatic double dies hiding in ordinary pocket change. That is why the search continues. Every roll of pennies could contain a hidden treasure. Even though most 1993 pennies are common, the possibility of finding a rare error keeps collectors excited. The coin market is driven by rarity, condition, demand, and certified authenticity. Prices change over time based on collector interest, auction results, and overall economic trends. A coin that sells for $100 today could sell for more in the future if demand increases, especially if population numbers remain low. In conclusion, the 1993 Lincoln penny may look ordinary, but in rare cases it can be worth far more than 1 cent, while stories of nearly $800,000 may be exaggerated. For typical examples, genuine mint errors and top-grade coins can still bring impressive returns. The key is knowledge, patience, and careful inspection. So before you spend that penny, take a closer look. It might just be the coin that changes everything. This is Coins reminding you that history is in your hands and treasure could be hiding in your pocket right now. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare 1993 Lincoln penny, make sure to like, subscribe, and keep searching, because the next valuable coin could already be yours. Today we are diving deep into one of the most searched and talked about coins in the world, the rare 2001 Lincoln penny, a small copper coin that many people ignore every single day. But what if I told you that one simple penny from 2001 could be worth far more than 1 cent? What if the change sitting in your drawer right now could be hiding a treasure worth thousands or even more? Stay with me, because this story is exciting, surprising, and full of valuable information that every coin collector and every beginner must know. The Lincoln penny has a legendary history that began in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. The portrait of Abraham Lincoln appears on the front of the coin, and this design was created by Victor David Brenner, making it the first regular United States coin to feature a real historical person instead of a symbolic figure. Since then, the Lincoln cent has become one of the most collected coins in American history, and every year millions and millions were produced, including the 2001 Lincoln penny. Now you may be thinking, how can a modern coin like 2001 be rare when billions were made? And that is exactly where the story becomes interesting, because rarity in coins is not only about mintage numbers, it is about condition, mint errors, unique varieties, and special circumstances. The 2001 Lincoln penny was produced at multiple mint facilities, including Philadelphia and Denver, and proof versions were struck in San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins do not carry a mint mark, while Denver coins have a small D under the date, and proof coins from San Francisco have an S mint mark. In 2001, over 4 billion pennies were struck at Philadelphia and over 4 billion at Denver, which means in normal circulated condition the value is just 1 cent. However, this is where collectors start paying attention because condition changes everything. A 2001 Lincoln penny graded MS67 or higher by professional grading companies such as PCGS or NGC can be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars because finding a perfect coin from circulation is extremely difficult. The grading scale goes from 1 to 70, and MS70 represents a flawless coin with no visible imperfections even under magnification. A near-perfect 2001 penny with blazing red color and sharp details can command strong prices at auction. Some high-grade examples have sold for over $1,000 depending on eye appeal and market demand, but that is not all. The real excitement comes from mint error coins. Error coins are coins that were struck incorrectly due to mistakes during the minting process, and collectors absolutely love them because each one is unique. In 2001 there were several reported error types including double die errors, off-center strikes, broad strikes, clipped planchets, and die cracks. A 2001 double die penny where the letters or numbers appear doubled can be extremely valuable, especially if the doubling is strong and visible without magnification. Off-center strikes where the design is shifted away from the center can also bring premium prices depending on how dramatic the error is. Sometimes coins are struck on the wrong metal planchet, which makes them incredibly rare and highly sought after. There have even been transitional metal errors in different years where pennies were struck on experimental blanks. Although extremely rare, these kinds of errors can reach astonishing prices. Now let us talk about the specific rumor of a 2001 Lincoln penny being worth $78,797,643. This number sounds shocking and life-changing, but in reality no verified public sale has ever confirmed a 2001 penny selling for that amount. The highest recorded Lincoln cents in history are usually extremely rare early issues such as the 1943 bronze cent or the 1909 SVDB, and those coins have sold for hundreds of thousands or even over $1 million in rare cases. The 2001 penny does not fall into that historic ultra-rare category. However, certain error examples or perfect condition coins can still reach impressive four-figure prices, which for a 1-cent coin is still incredible. The reverse design of the 2001 penny features the Lincoln Memorial, a design that was used from 1959 until 2008, and it shows the famous building located in Washington, D.C. known as the Lincoln Memorial. And if you look very closely inside the memorial, you can even see a tiny image of the Lincoln statue engraved within the building. This level of detail is one of the reasons collectors admire this design so much. The metal composition of the 2001 Lincoln penny is 97.5% zinc with a thin copper plating of 2.5%. This composition has been used since 1982, when the mint changed from mostly copper to zinc due to rising copper prices. Because of the zinc core, these pennies are lighter than older copper cents and they can corrode if exposed to moisture, so finding a high-grade example without spots, scratches, or discoloration is not easy, which increases value in top condition. The market value of coins changes based on supply, demand, collector interest, and grading. Population reports if only a few coins exist in top condition, the price can skyrocket as collectors compete to own the best-known example. Auctions often determine the real market value because bidders decide how much they are willing to pay. For example, a 2001 Lincoln penny graded MS69 red could potentially sell for thousands if it is one of the finest known examples, but such coins are extremely rare and usually come directly from mint rolls carefully preserved for decades. If you want to check your own 2001 pennies, start by examining the date and mint mark. Use a magnifying glass to look for doubling in the letters of liberty, the date numbers, and the motto "In God We Trust." Check for unusual cracks, raised lines, or missing design elements. Weigh the coin to ensure it matches the correct weight of approximately 2.5 grams. Inspect the surface for luster and minimal contact marks. If you believe you have something special, consider sending it to a professional grading service because authentication is crucial in the coin market. Never clean your coins because cleaning can destroy original surfaces and reduce value dramatically, even if the coin looks shinier after cleaning. Serious collectors prefer natural, untouched surfaces. Coin collecting is not just about money, it is about history, art, and the thrill of discovery. Every penny tells a story, and even a modern coin like The 2001 Lincoln cent can become valuable under the right circumstances. Imagine finding a rare double die in your pocket change that could sell for thousands of dollars. That excitement is what keeps collectors searching through rolls, banks, and old jars of coins. The truth is, most 2001 Lincoln pennies in circulation are worth face value, but hidden among billions could be a rare high-grade or error example waiting to be discovered. And that is why you should never ignore your small change, because sometimes the smallest coins can bring the biggest surprises. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare 2001 Lincoln penny, make sure to subscribe to Coins for more exciting coin discoveries, market updates, and hidden treasures from around the world. Remember, always check your change, stay curious, and keep collecting, because your next penny could change your life forever. Today's video is going to blow your mind, because we are talking about one of the most exciting modern coins in American history, the rare 2003 Lincoln penny, and why collectors across the world are searching for it right now. Welcome back to Coins, the channel where we uncover real stories, real history, and real money hiding in your pocket change. Imagine this: you open your old coin jar, you see a simple 1-cent coin dated 2003 with a small D mint mark under the date, and you think it is nothing special. But what if I told you that certain rare examples of this coin have sold for hundreds, even thousands of dollars, and rumors online talk about extreme values reaching unbelievable numbers like $787,976.42? The question is, can a simple 2003 Lincoln penny really be worth that much? Let's dive deep into history, value, mint errors, and the real market truth behind this fascinating coin. The Lincoln penny itself has a legendary history. First introduced in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, it became the first U.S. circulating coin to feature a real historical figure. The original design was created by Victor David Brenner, and since then the Lincoln cent has gone through multiple reverse design changes, but the obverse portrait has remained one of the most recognized coin images in the world. In 2003, the United States Mint continued producing the Lincoln Memorial reverse design, which had been in use since 1959. The 2003 Lincoln penny was struck at the Denver Mint, identified by the small D mint mark below the date. That year, over 3.3 billion pennies were produced at Denver alone, making it seem extremely common at first glance. But here is where things get interesting. While billions were minted, not all coins are equal. Condition, rarity, and mint errors change everything. Most 2003 pennies in circulated condition are only worth face value 1 cent, maybe 2 or 3 cents in bulk. But collectors do not chase common worn coins, they hunt for high-grade uncirculated examples and rare mint errors. A 2003 Lincoln penny graded MS-67 by professional grading services such as PCGS or NGC can sell for hundreds of dollars depending on eye appeal and luster. The reason is simple: finding a flawless modern penny is much harder than people think. These coins were produced in massive quantities and handled in bags, causing marks and scratches, so a nearly perfect example becomes rare in top condition. Now let's talk about the real treasures: error coins. Some 2003 Lincoln pennies were struck with minting mistakes, including off-center strikes, double dies, die cracks, cut errors, and broad strikes. A dramatic off-center error can easily sell for $50 to $300 depending on how severe it is. Double die varieties showing strong doubling in letters or numbers can bring even higher premiums if verified by experts. There are also reports of 2003 pennies struck on wrong planchets, such as dime planchets or foreign blanks, and those are the types of coins that can explode in value into thousands of dollars because they are extremely rare and highly collectible. When people mention extreme numbers like $787,976.42, they are usually mixing facts with myths. There is no verified public sale of a regular 2003 Lincoln penny reaching that exact amount. However, in the world of rare coins, extraordinary one-of-a-kind mint errors or experimental pieces can reach astonishing figures, especially if two serious collectors compete in an auction. But it is important to separate hype from reality. The true current market value of a normal circulated 2003 Lincoln penny remains 1 cent. Uncirculated rolls can sell slightly above face value. High-grade certified coins may sell from $20 to several $100s, and rare dramatic mint errors can range from $100 to several thousand depending on uniqueness and condition. The beauty of coin collecting is that value is driven by rarity, demand, and condition. The 2003 penny is made primarily of zinc with a thin copper plating, weighing 2.5 grams and measuring 19.05 millimeters in diameter. Even though it is modern, it still represents over a century of Lincoln cent history and connects collectors to the legacy of Abraham Lincoln. Every coin tells a story, from the moment the blank planchet is fed into a press at the Denver Mint to the second it drops into circulation, passing through countless hands across America. Some end up forgotten in drawers, others become part of collections, and a very tiny number become rare treasures due to minting mistakes. Imagine discovering a 2003 penny with a dramatic 50% off center strike with full date visible. That single coin could sell for hundreds of dollars. Imagine finding one struck on a silver dime planchet that could be worth thousands. These possibilities are what make searching through pocket change exciting. Collectors recommend checking for sharp details. Bright red copper color known as RD designation and minimal contact marks. Coins graded MS68 or higher in modern series are extremely difficult to find and command strong premiums. Auction platforms like Heritage Auctions and Stax Bowers have shown that even modern coins can surprise the market when rare enough. The demand for high-grade registry set coins continues to grow, especially among competitive collectors who want the finest known examples. So could your 2003 Lincoln penny be worth a fortune? The honest answer is probably not if it is circulated and ordinary, but possibly yes if it is in exceptional condition or has a rare mint error. The key is knowledge, patience, and careful inspection. Use a magnifying glass. Check for doubling, unusual thickness, missing letters, or misaligned strikes. Weigh the coin if possible and compare it with standard specifications. If something looks unusual, consult a professional grading service. Never clean your coin because cleaning can destroy collector value instantly. As we move forward in the coin collecting world, modern coins like the 2003 Lincoln penny are becoming harder to find in pristine condition because fewer people save them. Over time, high-grade examples may become even more desirable, especially as collectors build complete Lincoln memorial sets. From 1959 to 2008, the Lincoln penny series remains one of the most widely collected coin series in history because it is affordable, educational, and filled with hidden surprises. From the rare 1909 SVDB to modern era coins, every generation has its treasure hunt, and the 2003 penny might just be your generation's opportunity. So next time you see a simple penny, do not ignore it. Look closer because history, value, and potential profit might be staring back at you. This is why we love coins. This is why we search. This is why we collect, because sometimes the smallest denomination carries the biggest surprise. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the rare 2003 Lincoln penny, make sure to subscribe to Coins, hit the like button, and turn on notifications because we bring you powerful coin stories, market updates, and hidden values you do not want to miss. Remember, treasure is not always buried, sometimes it is hiding in your pocket right now.